Peter McGuire, CEO at Exem Australia, now joins us to talk further about that. Peter, hi. I want to talk about gold today because we haven't done that too much in past 1 year or so, and that is because the gold prices, once they hit their all-time highs, corrected and then had been really lagging. But now, since we see the pace picking up, what is your sense?
Well, I think it's across a couple of things, Manisha. First off is that build into Easter. Secondly is that US dollar index inflation numbers, as you mentioned, at over a 40-year high. And the rise from, I think, really spooked the markets. February 7.9%, March 8.5%. So that's a dramatic move to the upside. Yen is getting absolutely slammed. Nikkei's up. And yeah, there's a lot of movement today across the markets.
So while we did see 1970 of a high in the New York session yesterday, and the Indian markets actually have seen 53,000 rupees a kg. I mean, we've seen that number come in after a very long time. What is your sense on what can the moves be from here on? Is it going to be about the Russia-Ukraine war premium, or is it going to be about the inflation concerns in the market? The crude prices run up also has led to some spillover effect in various commodities.
Well, exactly right. A lot of the base metals are actually off. The uncertainty as far as all the continuation with the Ukraine-Russia situation certainly is building premium. Big moves across crude, as you mentioned, and whipsawing, $4 and $5 moves, and it's hard to put get an idea where that's going to trade, other than large volatility swings. And gold, I think, with that inflation jump. And what's going to be interesting is those bank numbers. We've got 5 big banks reporting in the States. So if they're weaker than expected, I think that's even going to add more horsepower to the price of gold. So yeah, possibly we got a 2,000 handle. We're at nearly 1972 at the moment. So I think it's got the momentum to get there, Manisha.
Okay. And what about silver? Since you mentioned base metals, and silver is half precious and half base metals, and with the kind of run-up that we've seen here as well, are you looking at good gains for silver?
Well, Manisha, that's the standout. Little brother is just absolutely on fire, 25.65. And it's very strongly bid up, so there's probably more momentum to that, as you said, from a industrial demand, and just being the big brother's going to take it up for a ride. So yeah, I think there's further potential for silver, and probably that's where a lot of the smart money is. I know a lot of people retail are buying it, physical. So yeah, it's quite an interesting market to be a hold of at the moment.
Peter, you said $2,000 per ounce in gold is a given. Timing clearly is out there, but what are your targets for silver?
I think it's probably got a $28, $29 handle, Manisha. I don't know whether it can get into the 40s, but I tell you what, if gold goes for a run and they can't contain inflation, and even with these talks as far as interest rates, Jerome Powell's got his hands full. Think about that. You're going to raise rates. You got Brainard's absolutely hawkish views, and they're looking at 50 basis point over a 2-month period. So you're up at 1%. They're going to cook the US dollar. It's going to bake in. And I think that inflation, if it continues to run and you get a worse read come into May, then that's really going to push gold a lot higher than where it is at the moment.
And what's your sense on the dollar index? With 100 done, what are the next levels coming to your mind?
I don't know. I'm looking here and I'm just looking at 100.52. Over the last hour and a bit, we're up from 100.25. It really had a big kick up in the last 45 minutes. So I think there's probably, it's nearly at 101. So it's hard to put a ceiling to it, but yeah, maybe it's a 101, 102. It's really, I mean, I'm just amazed, Manisha, really the sell-off and downdraft. If you're looking at the yen, it's absolutely capitulated. We've got a 126 handle. So probably maybe it's a 130. So yeah, US dollar index hits higher from here.
One quick word, and I want to talk about zinc as well, because that clearly is an outperformer when you look at last 2 or 3 trading sessions. Any sense on that? Are we headed higher from here?
Well, I think it's probably got momentum to continue to take it higher. Though I won't be surprised to see it give back some of those gains, probably get a little bit exhausted to the upside, so that may happen. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting time again. It's been great over this week, and I think that momentum will probably keep going for a little while yet. Big demand picture, and of course, the overall, trader's delight trading a commodity like that.